to the wonderful world of dodgy movies and TV. I am your host, Movie and TV Mistress. Now, I've been away. I went somewhere magical and universal. Yeah, I went to Disney and Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida for Halloween Horror Nights and Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween. So, as it is now October, and I have my glowing skull, I figured it was time to sort of review some horror films for Halloween. And slightly inspired by a couple of the houses and things that I did while I was in Florida. So, one of the 10 houses at Universal Studios Orlando, Florida that I did on Halloween Horror Nights, I did it twice, was Depths of Fear. Now, it's an underwater house with
giant fishmen!
Yeah, giant fishmen spraying their eggs on people's faces. It's disgusting and horrific and made me scream and shout a lot. So what did I decide to watch? Why, I decided to watch a Roger Corman film called Humanoids of the Deep. Or, as the title on the screen shows, Monster? Yeah. So, let's review Humanoids of the Deep.
They're coming. Humanoids from the deep. A tidal wave of rampaging creatures surges from the dark and violent sea to conquer the earth.
Maybe intelligent enough to perceive man as a competitor.
Why the girls?
It's my theory that these creatures are driven to mate with man now in order to further develop their incredible evolution.
It's enough to scare the hell out of me.
Soon the world will awake to a terrifying riptide of humanoids from the deep.
We think we know where these things come from, but we have no idea how many there are.
The earth plunges into a battle for the survival of the fittest, where man is the endangered species and woman the ultimate prize. Anywhere you run, any place you hide, anytime you stop, they will find you. Doug McClure, Anta Kell, Vic Morrow. Humanoids from the deep.
Okay. So, let's have a look at this film. It's from 1980, so it's clearly inspired by Jaws. You know, that blockbuster that happened a couple years earlier about a giant shark that attacks a town and kills people. Anyway, this one stars Doug McClure. Don't know who Doug McClure is? Let's see. Do you remember The Simpsons and this character?
Hello, I'm Troy McClure. You may remember me from such movies as Cry Yuma and Here Comes the Coast Guard.
Why, Troy McClure is inspired by Doug McClure. You may remember Doug McClure from such films as The Land That Time Forgot, and The People That Time Forgot, and The Virginian, Maverick, and a sitcom in the 80s where there was a girl who had an alien dad. I forget the title of that one. Anywho, this movie is about nature fighting back, kind of like Jaws did. It's about racism. It's about a town that is so small that it is reliant on a scientist to help improve its fish population so that the cannery that they want to open is going to be fruitful. And how do scientists in the early 80s do that? Why, messing with evolution. Sure. So, we have now this is, for those out there who've not seen it, I mean, it's been around for 39 years. Come on, people. I know I hadn't seen it. I found, thanks to Netflix, I've seen it now, but, you know, spoilers. It's about man raping nature and nature raping back. That's the gist of this movie. So, how man has raped nature. You have an Indian, Native American. You have a Native American who doesn't want to overfish, just wants to fish what he needs, the way that, Native Americans do, and is trying to stop the cannery. So the white people hate him. Racism. Nice. And then you have Doug McClure, who's like, I don't really mind either way, but I don't want to see a fight. So he defends the Native American. Anyway, in between all of this infighting between the white folk and the red folk, yeah, I went there, we have sea creatures from the deep. Yeah, turns out the scientist succeeded in creating a sped up evolutionary system of the salmon and fish required, but some of them got loose and got eaten by some other fish that quickly evolved into humanoid creatures, hence the title. These humanoid creatures don't like man, so they kill men and then rape the women because they need to evolve more and need sex, apparently. So we get a lot of naked women getting raped on beaches by these weird, ugly things that are not as attractive. And I'm sorry, I am actually going to say this. Not as attractive as the creature from the Black Lagoon. And I know that is a strange thing to say, but both the creature from the Black Lagoon and the creature from Monster Squad are more attractive than this thing. That is, I don't even know how to describe that creature. Even the creatures that were attacking me in Depths of Fear House were more attractive than that, but I still wouldn't want to have them do this to me. Anywho, of course, the women go missing after they've been raped, but nobody can find them, and then they do find them, and wouldn't you know that they've buried them, like, things bury eggs, I guess? Hint, hint of how this movie is going to end, if you didn't already figure this one out before the movie started. When the creatures started raping, I have to say, I was shocked. And I went, this is bound to have been directed by a bloke. Yeah, I know it was produced by Roger Corman, but it was not directed by a bloke. The director of this movie, well, it has technically got two directors. One is Barbara Peters, and that is a woman. The other one is Jimmy T. Mukami. He is uncredited, but he was involved in directing this. The other surprising thing about this film is that it is the musical debut of James Horner, which is interesting, and music, and I have to say the whole film is very well made, apart from the creature effects. They're pretty bad. I've seen better. I mean, go back to the 1920s and 30s when they did The Creature of the Black Lagoon, you'll see what I mean. So we have Doug McClure, Vic Morrow, Lynn Schiller, and Ann Turkle, who ended up being married to Richard Harris. So there's that. The reason that I say that this film is about, and is the same way that most movies of the late 70s were about, whereas man has raped nature, because that's what we're known for. We take advantage and we rape nature, not physically rape it, but like take advantage of nature. So of course nature fights back, so that's why we had films like Squirm, The Birds, okay, that was the 60s, but you get my point. The Swarm, lots of animals attacking, dogs attacking in movies with David McCallum. So nature fought back in the late 70s, and that's why we got Jaws and Piranha and all those other movies. And this is another one. Nature is fighting back, and literally, not even figuratively, they are literally raping us. Yeah. And then we end up with a sequence which is clearly ripping off Alien. But this time, instead of a bloke, it is a woman actually giving birth, but then it just decides to not come out where it should come out. When she's trying to push it out, it just bursts through her belly, and we get the classic, yep, there it is, that shot. I have to say, that was actually quite a well done effect, and it just ends. No sequel, no nothing, but it is left open, and it is a horrific thought that in that universe there are sea creatures going around raping people. And hybrids of sea creatures possibly living. Who knows? Being tested on by humans. I don't know. There's a different film waiting to be made there that never got made. And the irony being that Humanoids of the Deep is the title, but on screen when you press play on this, it comes up as Monster. And at the end, after that shot, you get this title card. Yeah, Monster. In small writing, in brackets underneath, Humanoids of the Deep. So technically, the title Humanoids of the Deep is a subtitle. So really, this film is called Monster. Now, there's a lot of movies called Monster. And apparently there's another movie called Humanoids of the Deep. Yes, back in 1996. They remade this movie. Not with the original cast, of course, so no Doug McClure. But we did get Clint Howard in it. Because, you know, you might remember Clint Howard from every fecking movie going. Because when his brother's not hiring him, he's in everything. That one starred Robert Carradine, Emma Samms, Justin Walker, Mark Rolston, and, as I said, Clint Howard. Not seen that one. It's still produced by Roger Corman, so I guess still rape. I really enjoyed this film. It was over the top, but also strangely serious. The gore was brilliant. The effects were good. I just have a problem with the way that the creatures looked. That's just personal opinion. Couldn't quite make out, because apparently they are a certain fish that they don't fish very often, that has evolved super quick into a humanoid creature. So it's hard to tell what fish it is. But apart from that, it's a well thought out story. It's not so subtle in its racism, and then strangely at the end that's all resolved by the Native American saving Vic Morrow, who's the racist antagonist of the movie. But left open for a sequel, but sadly no sequel. We did get a remake. Maybe one day somebody will think, how can we continue this story of humanoid creatures of the deep? Maybe some other fish creatures coming out of the sea raping things. Who knows? Because we need that, apparently. Anyway, I would say if you get a chance, it is on Netflix, do watch it. It's a good one to watch for Halloween. It is creepy, it is disturbing, and I felt kind of sick at certain points, if that's what you're going for. So check it out. Next week I will be reviewing another, possibly inspired by Disney, or possibly inspired by a Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights house, who knows. But keep an eye on my channel. I am trying to make sure that we keep this going, that every Sunday morning I release and upload a new video, so please check out my channel. And I would like to thank all 53 of my current subscribers for subscribing, because that really cheered me up on holiday to see that my numbers were going up. So thanks for that, and continue to subscribe, comment down below, comment on my Facebook, on my Twitter, Instagram, or on my website. All the links are in the description below. And remember, hit the subscribe button up there, and when you hit that subscribe button, there will be a notification bell that will show up over here. So if you hit that, that will notify you when I upload. But like I'm saying, I'm trying to make sure that I stay to a schedule of Sunday mornings, that it goes live. And like I always say, there's a lot of dodgy films out there. Bye!